Welcome to the special edition of the food Taiwanese people would eat during the Chinese New Year, the steamed cake.
每条大街小巷，每个人的嘴里，见面第一句话就是恭喜恭喜，恭喜恭喜恭喜你呀，恭喜恭喜恭喜你，恭喜恭喜恭喜你呀，恭喜恭喜恭喜你耶！ Happy Chinese New Year! This next New Year is going to be the year of the snake. So this is my second episode of the Taiwanese food, what we would eat during the Chinese New Year celebration. Are you excited? Yeah, I am. So the second food I'm going to introduce you is called Fa Gao. It looks like this. Looks cool, huh? Have you ever seen this before? Okay, Fa in Mandarin means prosperous, means to flourish. In other words, people expect that eating this kind of cake will bring good luck to you, will bring you flourish, will make your life flourish, will bring prosperous, will make your life prosperous. So people eat it all the time during the Chinese New Year because the more you eat, the more luck you would get. Yeah, that's what the Taiwanese people believe. So this is actually a very traditional and common food people would have in their homes during the Chinese New Year. So you might wonder what the ingredients are. Basically, the basic ingredients, of course, include the most popular food in Asian countries, rice, and it has a little bit of flour, and it has sugar. These are the three basic ingredients. And in English, this kind of Fa Gao is called the steamed sponge cake because this is not baked. In the Asian culture, stuff are less baked, they're more steamed. So this cake is also steamed, and which means they put it into a big steamer, a big cooker, and then they will just steam it. So it's like the steamed sponge cake. Why it's called sponge cake? Because it's spongy, and why it's a cake? Because it looks like a cake, and it's basically the ingredients for a cake. So, well, this upper part here is expanded, right? It's like it's exploded somehow because people believe that this is what we call fa, means expanding. So this is very, very popular especially during the Chinese New Year. So okay, so basically that's like that. That's why people eat it during the Chinese New Year. But what about the origin of this food? Well, you have to trace back to a very long time ago when well, because the Asian culture is basically based on families. Families are always important. That's actually the main idea of the Chinese New Year. That's gathering. You have to gather with your family and be together for a couple days during the Chinese New Year especially. So, well, that's where this cake came from. So the origin is that one day when a daughter-in-law was making food, steaming a cake. Well, this cake, not expanded, not exploded. This part has always been, has always existed. So when they were baking this kind of cake without the upper part, the daughter-in-law, she was preparing the ingredients, and when all of a sudden she accidentally put some vinesse, V-I-N-A-S-S-E, into the dough. And she was so scared that she might be blamed by her parents-in-law because back then the parents-in-law, the folks-in-law are always like in a higher position. So the daughter-in-laws are always kind of afraid of them. And that daughter-in-law was the typical case when she was really, really scared. What should I do? Oh my gosh, Vanessa. Oh, yeah, I forgot something. In Mandarin, Vanessa is called 酒酿. or you can also say 酒糟. Okay, anyway, she put that, she accidentally put that into the dough, and she was so scared, but she hid it. She didn't tell her parents-in-law what she's done, so she just kept it as a secret, and then she still steamed the cake. When she took the cake out, it was so yummy. The dough was so soft and so yummy, and it expanded. So it was kind of a mistake, but because it was so good, people kept doing the same thing for centuries, for years, for ages. So that's where the cake came from. Okay, so what I mentioned before, what the stuff that made that Fa Gao so yummy is called 酒糟. 酒糟, 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 or 酒酿. These two are the same thing. It just has different names. So it's finesse, and well, it's basically this thing is some ingredients, and it's, first of all, it's sweet, and then secondary, you can use it as a seasoning, and third, you can also use it as a provender or feed for animals. So because of this, the cake became really yummy and really popular. So that's why people eat it. People make the so-called mistake, something, because she put that into the dough accidentally, right? So that's why people still kept using the same ingredients, the same way to make this Fa Gao for years, for centuries, until now people still use it. So, and basically they have two different kind of colors for this. This is this brownish color is the most traditional one, and we also have a very pink Fa Gao, but the reason why I don't have it here with me is because this is the more traditional one, and the pink one is sort of colored, so it's not that natural and basically not that healthy. So I just showed you this one. That's enough, right?
thank you guys so much for watching. Happy Chinese New Year, and I'm really sorry for the sound effect. I will definitely work on that. Thank you so much, and don't forget to watch my third episode. Thank you. Bye!